Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 32. It is Wednesday morning, and just like every Wednesday, I am out at the casinos today. Today we will be hitting at least 5 casinos. Today looks like it's going to be a nice day, although it is going to be cold. When I came out to the car, was a lot of frost on the car. I had to sit in the car for a minute and let it warm up before I could drive anywhere, clear off the windows and stuff. Yesterday was a decent day. It was a bit boring, but there's nothing boring about making money. I can take long, boring days if I'm guaranteed money anytime. I just published an episode about the 10 commandments of advantage play, what I consider to be the most important things about advantage play, and I urge you to listen to that and give me your feedback on that. I think I did a pretty good job on that. Yeah, I published that this morning. Right now it's 30 degrees, just after 6 a.m. I'm heading off to my first casino. I hope to be there before 9 o'clock, and then I'll come back and update you, let you know what's going on. Alright guys, I am just leaving my first casino of the day. This was slots only that I played there. High limit is not open till later in the day. Low limit is full of free bet tables, which we would never even touch. So I walked in this place. I had actually some pretty positive variance. Saw first machine, found a play on there, and it was $3 a spin. First spin, hit it for like $20. Moved on to the next machine. Trying to remember which one that was. Yeah, and that one also found a play on that one. That was $4 a spin. Hit that one on the third spin, which was pretty amazing on this machine too, and that one paid $178, and then moved on to another machine, hit that one reasonably quickly, but ended up in the long run I think losing just a little bit on that one, and ended my session ahead $166 on just playing 3 different machines. Everything else was pretty much already taken. No big deal. So it's a good start to the day. Right now we're moving on to the next casino, which is not far from here, and we're gonna go in there. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit today, do these out of order. I just feel like it's gonna be better for me if I do. So moving on to the next spot here, and I'll be back to update you shortly. Alright guys, I am back. So I went into this next place, and as soon as I walked in, the first thing I noticed is how quiet it was in there. It was not busy at all. Walking around, I'm noticing they're making some changes, but nothing, no big deal. I think they're putting carpet in, changing a couple small things, but nothing major. I look around at some slots first, and I find 1 or 2 small plays, and I'm up about $25. And then I go play some blackjack. I buy in for $500, spreading from $50 to $250, and I play back there for about 45 minutes or so. My first hand, I get a blackjack, and that's the last good hand for quite a while. I end up involved for about $1,500. At my low point, I was down as much as $1,300. I had some crazy hands, lots of blackjacks between me and the dealer. There was one shoe I got 7 blackjacks, and I ended up down for the shoe. So it's pretty kind of crazy. I had one hand where I had a pair of 9s against a 9, which you hate to see, right? I mean, 9s against a 9, you're splitting in order to push pretty much, or get some kind of a good double. So I split the 9s. I get a double down hand. I double it. It's a bad hit. I forget what it was. And then I get another 9, and I split again to 3, and I hit that one, end up busting that one. And then the last hand, I get another 9, end up splitting to 4, end up busting the third hand, and I end up winning the one hand that I didn't bust. So I ended up losing 3 units on that and making 1, so I lost 2 units on it. But just the way that it happened, it had a decent positive count and like a 1.25 somewhere in there, and still got all small cards and ended up busting 3 of the 4 hands. Let's see what else. The pit got a couple phone calls while I was back there asking them if they needed a dealer, and they said no, it's so dead today. I don't think we're going to open most of these tables today. And they got 2 calls actually about it, and both times they told them no. And I noticed that the shift change happens for the pit bosses about 30 minutes before the dealers, so that's good to know. Add that to my notes. And basically just ended up struggling back. I had 2 decent shoes, got me pretty close to even, and then I got ahead. I'm ahead 300 or 400, start getting some big counts and get knocked down again, and it was a little bit frustrating to go through that over and over again. As soon as I get ahead, I get positive counts, and then I get knocked back down, and eventually I left at the end of a shoe plus $550. So plus $550 on the blackjack. I went back to slots. I ended up leaving ahead 45 on the slots. So plus 500 blackjack, plus 45 slots, and I'm moving on to another casino. I am low on gas, so I'll have enough to get to the casino after this one I'm going to now, but I'll have to get gas after that, so no big deal. So I'm going to let you go for now, and I'll be back to update you shortly. Alright guys, I'm back. I moved on to the next place, and I walked in, and the first slot machine that I saw was in position. I sat down and played that. It was a cheap one, like 75 cents. Played that, made like $28, $24, something like that. And then after I played blackjack, I found one more, just 1 or 2 spins, made a few dollars on that one. So for slots, I ended the session at had $28. As far as blackjack, spreading from, oh boy, there's a guy sleeping on the sidewalk with his feet in the road. That doesn't look good. Anyway, right next to the casino. Who would have thought that poor people would be next to the casino? That's amazing. Anyway, so I played some blackjack, spreading from 50 to 500. Right away, had, big drop. Within the first 2 shoes, I was involved for 4,500. I was down as much as 4,300. All my big bets pretty much failed. Split 8s to 4 hands against the bust card, and lost 3 of them and pushed 1. That was on a big bet, like 300 or 400, I'm thinking. Had a bunch of blackjacks that I couldn't get paid on because dealer had a backdoor blackjack. Had to take even money once. The dealer was even joking about how all my 20s were pushing, and I'd have 2 face cards. The dealer would have a 7 or 8 and push me, and you can't win. You can't win that way. So finally, like the last 4 shoes, things started getting a little bit better, and I pushed it as much as I could. I tried to make the money when the counts were there, but every time I would get close to even, I would drop down 2,000 or 3,000, get close to even, drop down 2,000 or 3,000, and finally one shoe ended with a blackjack, which got me from being down to being ahead 500, and I decided to take a walk. At this point, had been about an hour and 15 minutes on that session, and I just needed to go. So so ended up ahead 500 on the blackjack, 28 on the slots, and I'm moving on to another place, and then I desperately will need gas. So I should get to this place and have about 3 miles range, and then I'll have to go to a gas station from there. So letting you go for now. I'll be back to update you shortly. Oh, before I let you go. So there's this guy, he's got a twin. He's an old man, probably in his 80s. He's got a twin. And They play totally different styles. He plays the side bets, and he's kind of a creep, honestly. And his brother is like the nicest guy, just plays minimum bet most of the time. And so this guy comes to my table. I have a running -2. No problem. He wants to get in. Please come on in. So he gets in, and he plays 100 on the bet and 50 on the side bet. And in his first 4 hands, he hit the side bet for a total of $3,000. Plays a couple more hands, ends up ahead 3,600, walks away from the table. It's like stupidity seems to always be rewarded. But anyway, I mean, I guess the guy yesterday lost 15,000 in 5 hands, so not all stupidity is rewarded, but it just seems like it sometimes when you're toiling away at the table. You've got all these numbers in your head, and you're trying to have a conversation with the dealer, and the pit boss is coming over, and you're trying to get your spread the right way, and be anonymous and all that at the same time. And then they come in and they do the stupidest things, and they hit the top payouts on the side bets, and it's like, it's a little frustrating sometimes. But you think I'd be used to it by now after hundreds of sessions, but sometimes you don't get used to stupidity. So anyway, right now I am pulling into the next casino. I'm gonna go in there. We're gonna play some slots, hopefully, play some blackjack, hopefully, make some money, hopefully, and then we're gonna move on. And right now I'm hoping I can get in and out of this place in just a little over an hour, so I stay on my schedule that I like to keep, and we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna let you go for now, and I'll be back. So I forgot to mention this other guy also, and everybody at the casino knew him, and he does the same thing every time. He'll buy in for, this is a different guy than one I talked to before, but he'll buy in for 10,000 on a marker, and he'll just play minimum bet, and as soon as he gets a couple hundred ahead, he'll leave. But what he'll do is he'll play it incredibly slow, like 4 minutes, 2 minutes between each decision. And I don't know if he's trying to milk the comps or what he's trying to do, but he was there, and the dealer was telling me how the guy was divorced by his wife for gambling too much, and then all these girls started seeing him at the casino. They started coming over and talking to him and stuff. So now he's got all these young girls hanging around him because he's got all this money. So it's a lot of stress to keep up with the young girls like that. But anyway, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I went into that casino, looked around at some slots, found nothing. Went and played some blackjack. I was there for, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. And actually it was funny because as soon as I walked in, the pit boss calls my name. He's like, "Joe, hey, come on over here. I want to talk to you." I'm like, okay. And I go over there and talk to him, and he's asking me for financial advice. And then the dealer gets involved with it too, and he's asking for financial advice about how to treat certain things and what to do and how to take care of some problems that they have. And over time now, over the last so many years of coming here, I kind of have an image of being like a financial guy, financial advisor, smart with numbers, things like that. And this is not the first time that people have asked me for help in finances. So I was talking to them while I was keeping count, while I was playing blackjack, and still ended up doing okay. Talked about family and all kinds of other things going on, things in the news and all that, and I ended up leaving ahead $700. So plus another $700. Then I went and looked at slots again on my way out. I only found one machine with one small play on it and played that through, and ended up winning $18 on that. So for that session, I ended up ahead 700 on the slots and 700 on the blackjack, 18 on the slots. And today I actually came with a bunch of chips to cash. I cashed some of them. I picked up other chips from other casinos that I couldn't cash. But overall, it's been a good day. I think we're closing in on plus 1,800 for the day. And we still have at least one more place to go. So it's so interesting to me that even with no verification, the amount of social engineering that can be done just by assuming the sale. You know, and I used to be a sales guy. I used to train people in sales, things like that. But assume the sale. You know, don't ask, do you want to buy this? Say, how do you want to pay for this? You know, and by assuming the sale, you get so much further in life. You know, should we do this, or how should we do this? Should we buy this, or what color should we buy? You know, things like that. So anyway, that ended up being a good session. They have a food area there. I went over there, got something to eat, and they're like, what's your number? And I gave them my number, and she's like, oh, it's going to be 15 minutes. I said, look, I'm just hungry. I'll take whatever you got. And she actually gave me a better version of what I ordered, and she gave me 2 of them. So I actually made money on that as well. So I'm going to take some of it home to the family. So anyway, right now, so beautiful, sunny day, 46 degrees, dry roads, not too much traffic. All the traffic's on the other side of the road, which is the way I like it. And we're moving on to another casino. So right now I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I'm back. I think I'm getting to be an old man because everything seems to frustrate me right now. Okay, so I go into this place and play a few slots. Nothing really happening there. End up ahead $5 on the slots. I've got this guy walking around with me wanting to talk to me because I know he wants to borrow money, which I'm not going to do. And, you know, I'm telling him I'm having a bad day and leave me alone and stuff. And finally, he leaves me alone. And I get frustrated because I get ahead at some point, and then I play this machine that totally drains me. It was just disgusting the way that this machine was. And I end up losing like 160 on this machine. So that gets you frustrated because I normally don't play the machine anymore. It's the whole series, the whole company that makes this machine. All their machines now are so tight, it's hardly worth messing with anymore. So I end up deciding to, I looked everywhere and I couldn't find anything else to play. So I decided to go play some blackjack. The problem is, these guys have no tolerance for me. They see me playing slots, they're okay with it. But blackjack, they don't like me playing it. So I had to keep my spread low. And I'm just trying to just get an hour in or half an hour in, something like that. So I go back there and I buy in for 500. And now I'm playing on a $50 table. I'm spreading 50 to 200, sometimes 50 to 250, just depending on how things are. The guy next to me is betting a little bit high, so I'm getting a little bit of cover. I'm not as worried about it. But this guy is flying through his money. He's buying in, losing, buying in, losing. So finally, I end up leaving because that guy was getting way too frustrating. He was playing 2 hands, and on both hands he was playing two bonuses on each hand. He's playing 4 bonuses over 2 hands, and he's getting more nickels and coloring down, coloring up, back and forth, playing his hands terribly and not doubling when he's supposed to, and the table was just crawling. So I ended up leaving. I was ahead 225 on that table, and I ended up down 165 on slots. So minus 165 there, plus 225. So what did I make? $60? I made $60 in that spot, and it you know, shouldn't have frustrated me, but I want to win. You know, I'm the kind of guy that I have to win. So I do my due diligence, I'll do my research, all that stuff, and when I have nothing left to play, I get so frustrated going home at the end of the night. Even if I'm ahead, and I think I should be ahead more, it still frustrates me. So what are you going to do? I ended up ahead $60 at that place. I saw a friend of mine over there. We talked for a little while. He was playing garbage machines, as always, and I just stopped even saying anything to him about it. I just asked him how he's doing, and he gives me the bad news, and I move on. So Anyway, so still got some things here to figure out. For one thing, tomorrow I have to figure out where I'm going to go. I've got 3 different options. I got one place where I have $300 in EV. I have another place where I need to cash a ton of chips. I have a third place that gives me the most opportunity. So I'm trying to think, what should I do? The one that gives me the most opportunity is probably $300 or $400 in EV just because of opportunity. The one that doesn't give me opportunity is over $300 in EV just for free stuff. And the one where I have to get rid of chips, that's a possibility, but I'm not sure because I've been hitting that place a lot recently. So I'm trying to think about that and figure out the best way to proceed. So that's what's going on right now. And I'm going to keep on driving here, and I'll be back to update you shortly. All right, guys, I am back. So I am going to go ahead and head home right now. I think that's the best way to go. I'm still unsure about tomorrow and what I'm going to do, but we've got a lot of stuff going on tonight and tomorrow. Got to figure out my timing about when I'm going to leave, where I'm going to go, when my meetings are, and I have to get some work done tonight so that I have less work to do tomorrow during the day. So that's going to be my focus for now. I don't know if today was very exciting, but we did make money. So closing in on a $2,000 day, I believe, somewhere 1900, whatever. So still cranking away one step at a time, moving in the right direction, and we'll see what happens the rest of the week. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.